Hello and welcome to our channel. This is Jackie the African Grey and my name is Stacy. You want to add scratches? Give me a crush. Good bird. Okay, so today we have Jackie because it's a special video about her. Her Gotcha Day is September 3rd. So we have been together for 9 years. She's about 20 years old in case you didn't know that. And I wanted to make her a present. So she really likes Archie's foraging tray. So I decided that she should have her own. Now you can buy trays like serving trays at stores like Target. That's where I got Archie's. But a lot of the woods that are in those serving trays are going to be finished. And Archie doesn't chew on the wood on his foraging tray, which is why it's okay for him to have it. But I know that Jackie's a big wood chewer and that she would chew up the wood. So I wanted to get safe wood. I also wanted to get her a bigger one. The serving trays that you can find at a lot of stores like Target are going to be a moderate size. But Jackie is a much bigger bird than Archie, so she needs a bigger foraging tray. So I measured the dimensions on top of her cage because that's where I'm going to keep this. And that way it doesn't take up the whole top of her cage. So we can still put her cardboard boxes that she likes to play with when she's out on there, but she'll also have her tray. Because when I give her the little foraging boxes and cups with nuts, sometimes she drops those and they fall into the bottom of her cage where she can't retrieve them. So this way, there's a solid base and it doesn't fall down through the cage bars. So this will be much better for her. You can hide different nuts and toys and things in the crinkle paper, so you'll get to see that shortly. So my dad actually helped me build this. He has a lot of tools and knowledge on how to put things together. He's definitely a handy guy, so I asked him if he could help me. It was also a nice way to spend some time with him as well. So we went to Lowe's, and Lowe's allows animals. So she got to go along to Lowe's so that she could be included in the project. And then she also hung out with us while we put it together. Alright, so here's some footage of us shopping at Lowe's and putting the foraging tray together. Okay, so just for an example, this is what Archie's foraging tray looks like. So there's crinkle paper in there, there's some foot toys. I'll put seeds and things in it, his AV cakes and pellet berries. And he basically kind of crawls through it and picks through it, the toys and the food. And a lot of times Jacky wants to play in it, so she'll actually hop onto the coffee table and get into it. So I thought she should have her own. So she really loves this ball, and Archie doesn't play with it. So I'm actually going to take this out of his foraging tray and put it in hers. So this is Jacky's foraging tray. It's a lot bigger. We're going to start out by putting in our layer of crinkle paper. Now in the recent Feathered Fun box that was actually George themed by Marlene McCowan, who's an African Grey, there was this really pretty purple crinkle paper. So I thought I would use that since Jacky's a girl, give her some pretty colors. Archie's is technically rainbow, but I'll switch it out for different colors here and there. So we just kind of want to spread out our crinkle paper. Now it's important to use bird safe crinkle paper. I'll have some links below to some different places that you can get it. You don't want to use Easter grass because of the material it's made of. You don't want your bird to ingest that because they're picking through the paper, chewing on it perhaps, maybe ingesting some of it whether they meant to or not. So you really don't want to use something like Easter grass or unsafe crinkle paper with maybe some toxic dyes in it. So we have our layer of crinkle paper here. Now you can make it as thick or as thin as you want. I'm gonna make it a little on the thinner side to start out, but we'll possibly make it thicker later. So there's that, this ball that she really likes. Put in one of these wicker balls. I have a whole box of different toys and things. Alright, so I have some straws, so we'll put in one of those. I'm gonna do this teal color because I think it'll look kind of cute with the purple. I'm also going to put in this cute little lollipop foot toy just because Jacky is a bigger bird. She can hold bigger things like this with her claws, so I'll put one of those in there. Now, you can put a lot of different stuff in this tray. You don't want to put way too much stuff in it and overwhelm them at first just because it is something new. Now, one of the things that I did with this foraging tray for several days, I left just the tray. Obviously, nothing was in it yet. And I put it close to her cage so that way she would get used to its presence. And it's been like that for several days. That way she could get used to it. And she's on her tree stand right now watching me put this together so she can kind of associate this tray that she's been around for a few days that's safe is now just getting some fun toys in it, some that she's already familiar with, some that are a little bit new for her, so that'll be fun for her. And put a little pine cone in there, and we'll put in a cork, and I think that's enough foot toys to get us started. So the other thing that I want to hide in here is things like some nuts, so I'm going to get some of those. Alright, so I got a lot of different kinds of seeds and nuts. So for some of the seeds, I'm just going to toss them in the tray so she can kind of track through and pick through it. Be some different ones there. Just kind of scatter it, hide it under the paper a little bit so it's not too easy, because you want to stimulate their mind and their natural behavior of foraging in the wild where they have to find and work for their food. In the wild, they don't get their food just in a bowl handed to them. They have to work for it. So the next thing I'm going to do is take one of my foraging cups. I put a almond and a sunflower seed in. I'm going to put the lid on it and put that in our tray. I also have one of her foraging boxes she really likes. I'm going to put one almond that's kind of easy-ish to get, and then I'm really going to hide the other ones in there. She really loves to destroy these. I'll have some of these set out for Archie to play with. And she'll fly over, hop on the coffee table, pick up his foraging box and just rip it to shreds. So she steals his little foraging boxes sometimes. So really pack it in there, so she's really got to work for it. Oh, I kind of tore that. Anyway, so yeah, so I'll put that in here, put it off to the side maybe. And then got another almond. I'll just kind of tuck that. Maybe I'll tuck it inside this little wicker ball. So she has to get that. I could even tuck the almond into this little wrapper here. Archie wants to help. This is Jacky's foraging tray. I'm gonna add a little bit more paper. Okay. Alright, so our foraging tray is all done. So let's put it on top of Jacky's cage and see what she thinks about it. Alright, so as you can see, we have her foraging tray here. She also really likes boxes, so she's got one of those on here. So she's familiar with the foraging tray. It does look really strange to her right now because it was empty before. Now it's got all this stuff in it. So let's give her something easier to find, or kind of show her things that she is familiar with, like her foraging cup here. She knows what normally goes in those. She also knows what's normally in these boxes. She likes to do that where she hangs from where the bowls are supposed to go. And that's cheating! Okay, well, that's one way to do it, I guess. Alright, so now she's checking it out. Now the problem is she likes to chew on these cups and get the food out of it, and then that happens. So the point of having the food cup in there was supposed to be that she would drop it within the tray. Let's see if there's that ball she likes. So I think she likes it so far. She's kind of checking it out, investigating, wondering where her food cup went because she dropped it. Alright, so she loves walnuts. I have to crack it for her, so we'll throw that in there. I'm gonna climb up and eat it. And the thing is, sometimes she'll drop those walnuts before she gets all the good meat out of it, and it'll fall between the cage bars into the bottom of her cage. So this will be nice, so when she drops the pieces that are still good, she can get to them in that foraging tray. So I think it is a success so far. If you do a foraging tray, especially with the way she's positioned right now, she may poop in it sometimes, so it will be something that needs to be cleaned on occasion and change out that paper, because you want to make sure that you keep it sanitary. So happy gotcha day, Jackie. Alright, Archie wanted to say hi. You have a lot to talk about. Yeah, do. Alright, well thanks for joining us on our channel today. I do apologize that we didn't have a video up last week. I'm doing school full-time this semester and working full-time, and it's just been really hectic lately. I really do need to focus on my grades because I'm trying to get a scholarship for when I transfer to a 4-year university. So it's really important to me that I keep my grades up. So I may occasionally miss some videos some weeks just because I do really need to focus on that. So thank you so much for joining us today. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more videos. Until then, we will see you next time.